Hey, Gordon.
How are you?
Very well, sir. Very well. How's that eye?
Yeah, much better. Rapid improvement.
It's amazing what Easter eggs will do to a bloke's eye.
Well, chocolate certainly.
Yeah, yeah, ain't that the truth? How was your weekend? Did you have a nice one?
Yeah, it was really good. The weather here was burning hot, a bit like being in Australia for a bit. So
Really? What's your definition of burning hot?
it was 23 degrees.
Is that minimum or maximum?
That was maximum.
I was going to say, what was your daytime temperature?
It's hot enough. It is hot enough.
That's exactly right. Well, that sounds like you're getting ready for a very nice summer coming up.
Yeah, well, last year we had a blistering one, so let's see what El Nino serves up this year. How was your
Yeah.
weekend? Was it good?
Lovely, lovely. My eldest son is he goes away camping every Easter with some friends from school, a
Yeah.
family from. So he's done that for the last 8 years. So it was I've never seen him for Easter, to be perfectly honest.
Wow.
And
How old is he
and
now?
17.
Right.
So 17 and 16-year-old daughter. So she was at home and she had to work over the weekend. So she was out working. My wife and I decided to have a few nice little quiet lunches. It was really nice.
That sounds
So.
great. Sounds ideal.
uh, So we went down on Sunday to the Gold Coast and sat on the water there and had a lovely
So
lunch,
how
just the
far
three
how
of us.
far is that? You're in Brisbane, is that right?
Yeah, so an hour to the Gold Coast to the water.
Right.
So we
Nice.
just went, hiked up there, sat overlooking the marina, and yeah, very nice.
Very cool. Very cool. Do you have to drive? You have to drive, so you can't really have a glass of wine, or do you have turns in
Yeah,
driving?
I'm not a big drinker, so I'll have a if I need to drive, there's no chance in hell I'll have a drink. But
No. No.
having played 7 years in the police here in Queensland.
Yes. Yes.
Uh, yeah, no, I've seen
You,
too
you've
much of
seen
what
you've
happens.
seen too much of the consequences. It
Yeah,
is
yeah,
mad. It is mad. The number of people who still drink and drive, even in the UK, with all our policing and stuff. It is silly. It is so silly.
yeah, okay. And so no, but we had a lovely weekend and back into it. So it's like everything, you've got a last week 4 day week, this week a 3 day week with Anzac Day on Friday, on
Oh yeah,
Thursday,
yeah.
and so it's a 3 day week this week. Still got to get 5 days worth of work done, and then we have another public holiday weekend after next. It's like, oh my
So you
god!
guys have
I was
quite a
talking,
few public holidays, right?
At the moment, we do. It's just ridiculous. There's like 4 short weeks out of one, two, yeah, 3 short weeks out of four, and
And
then hopefully
and
we have one in June, and then nothing for the rest of the year. So it's all good.
oh, it's a big yeah, it's a big desert for our summer as well. And what about how many holidays do you give your team every? How many Australia? How many holiday days do you give as a matter of course for your
20.
employees? 20. Yeah, it's the same as the UK.
So 4 weeks, and we have a shutdown of about 2 weeks over Christmas.
As
Um,
part of those 4 weeks or separate?
no, part of them we don't give
Yeah,
them too much more,
yeah.
and it's
Excellent.
terrible. I've got Max, who's our head of our main program.
Yeah.
He's away getting married at the moment, so I'm following on from him, and so I'm doing all the coaching as well as some selling with Shauna. And I'm going, oh my god, I haven't worked this hard since I was a policeman when I was 20.
I know
It's
you
like,
seem to be burning the thing at both ends, right? The candle at
oh, the
both ends.
candle is certainly losing some wax, I'll tell you.
It's cool.
But but no, it's to be perfectly honest, I think funny Rana's doing, and Rana got the message from you about the Solbit session.
Yeah, I saw that. Thanks.
That's okay. I'll go through some stuff with you now. We don't want to load you up with too much stuff.
Good.
I can answer any questions for you anyway.
Good.
And Rana's running the Solbit session now. So,
Great. Great.
um, so yeah. So listen, let's get into this and have a bit of a look as to how this is going to play. I'm just going to jump back into here and make sure that. Where are you, Gordon? Now I'm going to send you. Just bear with me. Okay. One of the things I'm going to share with you my screen. Okay, you can see the screen.
Yep.
Okay. Amy is going to send this to you most likely tomorrow, first thing tomorrow.
I think I've seen that actually on one of the downloads. I don't know if I should have seen it, but I have seen in one of my
Yeah, it's probably
downloads.
something similar. But this is
Yeah.
what is going to be yours, and she'll
Okay.
send you the link to yours.
Okay.
Okay. Along the bottom here, the breakdown is this main page here, and after we set this up, you're not going to need to use it again for another couple of weeks.
Okay.
Now, just if I may, the total number of LinkedIn connections that you have, how many do you have?
1,500.
How many of those do you believe would be your target market?
When you last asked me the question, I said 10, but you seem to be thinking that there may be more than that. But because
Maybe a little
I
more.
haven't managed that, I just accept, and most of them are accountants who I could,
How many,
pitch to, but
how many emails in your database?
300 now,
300.
very few.
Okay. And so out of those 300, they would be sitting in the target market?
Probably, Andrew. I've come to, they're partly my list from accountants to accountancy. So they
Okay.
may or may not see me as an accountant rather than as a business developer, but I don't know. So
The message will certainly help with that.
it'll help, yeah.
Okay. So some of the things we need to look at is we need to get clear on out of that 1,500, how many of those are people who are going to be people we can go to in that
Yeah,
perfect target market,
yeah.
and how many are.
Okay.
Okay. So I'm flying a little bit blind with you.
Yeah,
And so we need to sort that out and need to sort it out fairly soon so that we
sure.
can really have the best chance of just following the consistent numbers. It's also going to mean that it's time to clean out the people who you won't ever do work with.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do something here where say you have 100. That means 1,400 connections are going to go,
Yeah,
which means there are 6 lead messages a day, and 20 lead messages on email because you've got 300. Remember, this is going to play out for 30 days,
yeah.
21 days. Now, you've got a little bit of time. So one of the other things I want you to do during this time is, so that we have people to play with at the back end of this, I want you to do some connection activity as well.
Okay.
Okay. So old customers, no, connection request daily. I want you to, this lead work up here in the green is going to take probably deleting some people, connecting. It's going to take you about 45 minutes to an hour a day to do this.
Okay.
Maybe less once you get in the flow of it, but 45 minutes. Would you, and call that an hour, would you have an hour a day to do connection requests?
Yeah, I think so. I want to have, yeah, so I'll make it happen.
Right answer. Okay. So see this here, way this plays out is you've got, when you personalize a connection request, and I think you find that inside of module 4 and 5.
Yeah,
Okay. You've had a look at module 3. You've
yeah,
optimized your profile. What I'll get you to do is have a look at module 4 and 5, which talks about targeting of connections and sending introductory messages.
right.
Okay. So that's going to be your second hour of the day. I'd suggest do 1 hour in the morning and 1 hour in the afternoon.
Okay.
I would suggest do the lead strategy in the morning because people are more likely to respond positively in the morning
Okay.
than the afternoon, especially for guys. Okay. And in the afternoon, send the connection request. So if you're sending 50 a day at an acceptance rate of 40%, I would suggest in the first month, it'll probably be about 20, 25%. It'll then build up to 30% month 2. It'll be up to 40 to 45% month 3. Why? Because it takes time for people to get in and see your messages.
Okay.
Okay. So over here, we're looking at 6 lead messages a day, which is really 30 a week. We're going to be sending 20 emails a day, which is 100 a week for these 3 weeks. That's going to clear out this 300 over here. Make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. Down here, I want 50 lead messages a day.
Yeah.
And what happens is when 40% accept, that means you're going to grow by around about 20 new connections a day. It'll be less than that for the first month,
Yeah.
but it'll pick up. So whatever, that's the target we're going for.
Okay.
Within 48 hours of people accepting your connection, I want you to send them an introductory message. And that introductory message you can find, you've probably seen a couple of examples inside Icon with people sort of posting, this is what I'm thinking. Inside module 4, I think it's module 5, where it'll talk about writing your intro message.
I've done a
So
few drafts, Andrew. I thought I may have sent it to Icon, but I may
yeah,
not
I
have.
think I
I did a
might have
couple of
sent.
I did a couple of drafts for that intro message.
Perfect. Let me go and find that. Here we go.
Do you want me to send it here?
No, that's okay. I'll find it here. Where are we? Search this group. Gordon, let's board target. No, can't see it there, Gordon.
Let me just find it. Give me 1 second, Andrew. I'll just drop it in the chat if I may.
Perfect.
This is the after they've accepted, right?
Correct. Hi, my name's Gordon.
Yeah.
Hi, Andrew. Great to be connected. Just a little bit about me. I work with blah blah blah. I would love to learn a little bit more about you when you get a chance. Once again, great to connect, Gordon.
Just chucked it in the chat. Don't know if you can.
Thanks for connecting. Appreciate it. I'd love to learn more about you and your business. As me, I help create a business owners improve cash flow. Anyway, thank. Perfect. It's exactly what you use.
Okay.
Okay. So that becomes your intro message that's down. Let me just share my screen again. Okay. So that's what becomes your intro message. Everybody who accepts gets one of those.
Okay.
Okay. And just so we can start keeping track of where your message is going, because you'll see that this can become, if you don't start early, it's easier to keep up than catch up.
Right.
Okay. Don't worry about, actually, you are doing both A and B. So you jump across to database A and B down here. So as you can see back here, this is A.
Yeah.
This is B.
Yeah.
So what I want you to do, database A and B. In here, anybody who accepts your connection, you can put them in here. So you get 10 a day, put the 10 names in there, and then the date that you sent the intro message. And then you can use this to track the lead message and the booster message.
Okay.
Make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, so at lead message is, say for example, and this is what we're going to work out now, those people back here, those 6 people a day from LinkedIn and 20 people a day on email, what I want you to do is paste their names into here or put their names into here and make sure that you're tracking when you sent them a lead message or when you sent them an intro message. Why? Because in 7 days when you and I chat again, I'm going to introduce you to a thing called the booster message.
Okay.
And the booster message is just a reminder. Okay. However, you'll pick up 40 to 50% more leads in a booster message than the lead message. I'll explain the psychology behind that next week.
Okay.
Okay. But just keep the track. If you're wanting to work out who to send it to, I normally tell people go into LinkedIn, download your database, paste it in there and use that. Problem is, you'd be pasting 1,500 names, of which 1,400 of them are people who you'll delete. So it'll become a pain in the bum.
Okay.
So what I suggest you do is go through LinkedIn, say yes, no, yes, yes, yes. Whoever's a yes, paste their details into LinkedIn, into this. Just paste the names into here and get the 100 names into here and then work off that.
Okay. So, and just so I understand, the intro message is after they've connected.
Correct.
So
you got it.
So the first message is just, I'd like to connect, just saw your profile is really interesting, or we're in the same
Yep.
group, very
That's it.
good. So that's the first message. That's not the intro. So I don't track those.
No, no, just track it once people have accepted it.
Okay.
Once they've accepted it, you go, if they've accepted it, Andrew McWhirter is now here, and I sent it to him on the 23rd, the 4th, 19.
And do I, the email message to the email list, what do I, is it the same sort of principle? Do I just say, what do I say in the email message? Am I looking for something?
So let's do that. And that's what we can look at right now.
Okay.
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 Actually, what I'll do, just before I do, so this is the database, the lead message I'm going to go through with you right now.
Yeah.
And Sprint Tracker, this thing here.
So I can't see your screen yet.
Oh, sorry. Okay, bear with me. Okay, so I'm going to get you. Where are you? So because we're going to do both A and B in this database, you're going to use all of these parts here along the bottom. So database A, don't worry about this one because we're going to use database A and B. So Amy will delete database B. Remove database B. Okay.
B or A?
She's going to, sorry, database, thank you. She's going to remove database A.
Yeah.
We're just going to use A and B. Sprint Tracker, you're going to use both. Sprint Tracker A, see this?
Yeah.
You're going to delete. I won't hold you to this. Actually, I'll go back to here. You don't need to. I'm going to see if you can delete 20 a day, which is 100 a week. Let's just do that. Okay. So in here, I need you to delete 20 irrelevant contacts a day. And over time, over the next 12 weeks, we'll get it right back.
So Andrew, can I, just as we talk about that, just before I delete, would it be useful just to send them a message pitching them? Because if I'm deleting them anyway, it doesn't matter if they, or does it matter? Do I just, so for example, some of them are just graduates, right? They're graduating from account school or business school or whatever, and they've wanted to connect. Some of them are accountants, some of them are coaches. Coaches, for example, I'm never going to buy because they're obviously doing the similar thing to me, right? So I could.
For coaches or graduates, I would go after those people to remove.
So just remove them. End of story. Don't tell them why I'm removing them. Don't give them anything. Just remove them.
Waste of time. Don't bother.
Okay, fine. That's easier. So if I just get rid of 10 of those a day, then that'll just.
Yeah, actually, if you can get rid of 20 a day, that'll be great.
20 a day, sorry. Okay, yeah, 20 a day. Okay.
So the number on here, 20 a day.
Yeah.
Second one is 6 lead messages a day to LinkedIn. LinkedIn lead message is 6. I'll go through that message with you now. And email message, 20 a day.
Okay.
Okay. You might find through that process, there are a lot more people who you're connected with who you could do business with.
Right.
So if that's the case, what I want you to do in here, today I did 18.
Yeah.
I did 8 and I did 14. I got 0 leads, didn't make any calls. There was 0 opportunity and $0 sold. Thank you. That's that day for this tracker. Next day and on you go. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
Okay. I want to see greens above the line and then we can work on what happens below the line.
Okay.
Okay, just bear with me. So that's this one. And like I said, this is just going to play out for 3 weeks. Okay. This Sprint Tracker B. Seeing you're also doing connection requests, you're going to send 50 connection requests a day. And the simplest way of doing it is just mark it down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 line.
Yeah.
Just mark it down on a piece of paper. At the end of the day, I did 51. Perfect. 51. That's how many you sent. For the first couple of days, you're not going to be sending any. And then all of a sudden, you can see you've picked up some new connections, and I've sent out 7. This will stay red on this line for a while until it started to come through. Make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. And message to people, I'll leave that out just for the time being. Once again, all I really want on this sheet, and you can do it in either, see how here, Sprint Tracker, we're doing the LinkedIn messages and the emails. You can track your leads and calls here. Or if you're doing it over here, you can track the leads and the calls here. I don't mind where you do it, but just as long as it's being caught in one of those two forms. That makes sense?
Yes, it does.
Okay. Leave the momentum trackers for now. I'll talk to you about those in 3 weeks.
Okay.
So I only need, there's the breakdown. Database A and B, Sprint Tracker A and B. That's it. These 3 forms is all I need you to play with. Make sense?
Yeah, it does.
Okay. Now, the message. As you say here, I help creative business owners improve cash flow. How do you do that? Do you have a tool? Do you have a program? Do you have a mastermind? Do you have an accelerator? Do you have a survey? Do you have a tool? What's something that is going to identify with somebody's interest?
So one of the things I've just put together is like a lead magnet of 5 ways to improve cash flows, 5 things you can do or 7 things you can do to improve cash flow, which is, for example, collect debts faster.
Okay. So you've created
like a lead magnet or like a PDF.
Okay.
Supported by a video. So that's what I've looked at for a quick, if they wanted some information quickly. But otherwise, what I do is I go through what we call our profit map. We look at a bit like what you've done here. We look at how many leads they get, how many they convert, what their average price is, what their average repeat business is, and we just build a profit map for them and say, based on this, you should be making this amount of profit. If you've told me everything that you're doing, this is the profit you should get. If you're not getting it, then some of these figures up here are not correct. Because if you told me you're getting 10 leads and you're converting 50% and getting 5 sales and the average sale is 1,000, and you're not getting the multiple of that, then something is wrong with your numbers. So if they get it right, and let's say that ends up as a profit of 20,000 a month.
Yep.
Then I go, what's your target is 40,000 a month. Let's look at what's the fastest way of getting to 40,000 a month. So if we adjust the number of leads, how long will that take to get to the number? Because there's a cycle, there's a cost, there's a resource requirement. Could it be easier to get the conversions and just take the prices up? Could you look at your existing clients and sell them more? Could you, and then all of that then has a effect on the cash collection and how much cash there is in the business and how much is available for the owners to draw out.
Gotcha.
So we sort of do this. We call it the profit map, and then once we've got the low hanging fruit, then there's always 10 or 20% of low hanging fruit that they haven't capitalized on because their focus is all over the place. Once we've got that, then we just cycle through a process of let's look at your lead generation, let's look at your conversions, let's look at your pricing and positioning, let's look at how efficient your team is, let's look at how your systems are working, let's look at how you're collecting your money and how it's generating the profit. Let's look at how you're managing and systemizing your business to delegate so you have more time to think rather than do that sort of stuff.
Got it. See the chat at the bottom of the screen?
Yeah.
As the introduction message was simple, this too is even simpler. Hi, Nan. Ever wondered how to improve your business profit? I've created a profit map to help creative businesses improve their profit quickly and easily. Would you like a copy? Cheers, Gordon.
Sweet.
Now, if you could break that up, if you could copy that.
I've just done that.
And just do it in the same sort of spacing rather than a big block of text. It just doesn't allow me to do it. If you can do that inside, have a space and whatever else.
Yeah.
That's the message you're going to use for email. That's the message to use for LinkedIn.
Perfect.
Okay? In 7 days, I'll have a chat to you about what to do next. But that's the thing. Okay. Okay, make sense?
So you're telling me in 7 days you'll have a chat with me about what to do next, rather than me tell them. In
I'm gonna have a chat to you about what you're going to do next, because
Okay.
you're gonna start to get inquiry
Yeah.
off that.
Yeah.
Okay, and you need a system around how to do that. Okay, so we have a process. One of the things I've seen about you is you love getting stuck in and doing stuff quickly.
Sure.
One of the things I also want it to be absorbed.
Yeah.
So module four and five, you're all over that. You've done modules 4 and 5 and 6, haven't you? Is that what I've seen?
I haven't got to the full absorption of 6, but I've done 4 and 5 and done the exercises.
Okay, cool. So you're going to look at, so you've got the connection request, you know how to go through it, the introduction messages, that's fine. So I don't need you to watch anything else just there at the moment. And the engagement is 6. I don't need you to do that. We'll do that after the next 3 weeks.
Okay.
However, what I want you to do is, I've got a funny feeling you're going to get some people come back to you saying, hey, Gordon, I'd be interested. Let's have a chat.
Okay.
What I'd like you to do is go and have a look at module 9.
Okay.
Okay. It's what we call our qualification. It's called our brainstorm. I think we call it the connection qualifier, module 9.
Okay.
That's going to, in that way, we split this up. We split the conversion process up in 2. One, our fit call, which is the qualifier. And the next one is the conversion piece, our conversion maximizer, which is module 10. Don't worry about number 10 yet. Just do number 9.
Okay.
Okay. And so when somebody comes to you and says, hey, Gordon, I'm interested, please give me a call, or hey, Gordon, I would like a copy. Here's my email address. Don't send them anything. Get up, pick up the phone and speak to them,
Okay.
because I want to qualify them as to whether this is a fit for them.
Okay.
Okay. And there are ways to do that. What I'll do while I've got you, I'm going to email you across a copy. Where is it? Right here. Can I grab your, while I've got you, email? What's your best email address, Gordon?
Gordon D at Gordon's
Gordon
Night.
D. Perfect. That's it. Okay. So I've just emailed you an MP3, an audio script that I use and I created for when somebody goes, hi, Andrew, I'm interested, please call me. Or hi, Andrew, I'm interested, send me something. I'm not going to send them anything because I don't know what their needs are.
Yeah.
Okay. So before I do that, I'm going to have a quick qualifying call, make sure that I understand what you need, because what I'm going to send you, you might have the problem that this solves. So why would I send it to you? Okay. But I'm going to qualify you, find out if you're a fit, and then I'm going to send you what I need to, or I'm going to book a time and do a sales call.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. So that script that I just sent you on MP3 by email, it basically says, hey, Gordon, my name's Andrew. I've just got your message on LinkedIn, and I was actually halfway through a reply to you, but I thought, bugger it, I'd reach out and introduce myself and ask you a couple of quick questions to make sure I get the right information to you. Is that okay? I go, yeah, sweet. And you go, cool. Is now a good time for a quick chat, or do you want me to try you back maybe in an hour? I go, no, now's fine. You go, sweet. Go through the brainstorm. Cool. Do you mind if I ask, and you go through the module 9 will explain what that process looks like. It takes about 12, 15 minutes.
Great.
Make sense?
Very good.
When you see that, you're going to see exactly what system we followed that has you sitting here.
Perfect.
Okay. That as far as setting up now, we've got the numbers. Like I said, I'm going to go just here. So as I said, database A and B, filling in the details and just tracking the dates across there. Don't worry about this one here, the booster. I'll do that with you in a week. And Sprint Tracker A is all to do with your lead messages. Sprint Tracker B is about your connection messages. Okay?
Got it. So
That's all I need. Come on.
So I'm just going through my list of questions. Give me a second. Message LinkedIn, got that sorted. Old links, got that sorted. Do I need LinkedIn Premium or Navigator or something to do any of this, or should we hold back on that?
For you, premium, definitely.
Okay.
If you only have free, it will mean that you can only do up to 80 activities a month. You're going to do that in a day.
Yeah. Okay. So I'll just get premium. I think Rana asked me about turnover levels, and when I sort of looked at it, I sort of scaled it down to people doing uh, 5,000 a month through to 30,000 a month in
Okay.
terms of income. Is that relevant to this task we've got now, or is it not?
It is definitely inside of the premium account.
Yeah,
Uh, you can't filter based on, well, nowhere in LinkedIn now you can filter based on what they're earning or what they state as their revenue. However, what you can do, and this is where, if you went to Sales Navigator, that's $80 a month. If you went, but in Sales Navigator, let me show you this. I'm going to go here. I'm going to go there. I'm going to go share. I'm going to go, look at this. Okay, you can see the screen?
yeah,
Okay. Inside, I have Sales Navigator. I don't really use it, to be perfectly frank. However, when I go Sales Navigator over here and click on it, the filtration, I go advanced and go search for leads. Say, for example, what's some of the keywords and roles of the people you're searching for?
managing director and or director, CEO.
I'll just use those as an example. Okay. 31 million. Let's now take United Kingdom. I'll go London, just Greater London, Greater London. Okay. Use those. It's now coming out at 2.6 million. Now, if we just say, where is it? Industries. What were the main industries?
Design, graphic design, yeah, and graphic design.
Yep.
And I think we looked at architects. If we leave it at design and graphic, I think there's 66,000. There's loads, isn't there?
Yeah. Put it at 93,000 by adding that in. And then this is a thing here that's the big one: company headcount.
Right.
I would suggest you'd be looking at 1 to 10.
Yeah.
And look at that, it goes down to 21,000.
Yeah.
Now, if you wanted to, I'd go here, get rid of architecture and planning. Look at this, 15,000 just for design and graphic design.
Yeah, that's plenty.
And that's more than enough. However, you can only use this one little feature here sits inside of Sales Nav.
Right.
If I go back to here and I do a search and I go design or
graphic design.
Actually, I'm going to have to do this. Design. Oh, no, that's right. Sorry. CEO or managing director or chief executive officer. Search. And then I go more. I go location. All I can do is United Kingdom. That's it.
Yeah.
Can't break it down more. And if you go and have a look at all the other filters, all filters, I can see different connections, locations, industries, companies, profiles, schools, contacts. That's it. I can't search on headcount.
Right.
And so as a result, if I go apply, it's giving me 66,000. It's just too big.
Yeah.
Okay. And so that way over in Sales Nav, I was able to bring it down. Yeah, it's gone.
15,000. Yeah.
Yeah, 15,000. So I would suggest, to make it easier for you and going for the right hub,
Yeah.
up to 10 staff, that's going to be a 1.5, 2 million, £1 million business.
Yeah.
Here, my rule of thumb is I speak to people and I say, can you tell me monthly turnover on average? And they go, I'm not telling you that. And you go, okay, cool. How many staff do you have? And they go, 4. I go, oh, sweet. So you're around $1 million. And they go, how'd you know that? You go, this is going to be a long day. So just you know the rules of thumb. You've been playing this game long enough.
Yeah.
That would be my suggestion. Any other questions on that?
No, so I'll get Navigator
Yeah.
and focus on that. And number a day we've already done. And is it better that I do it myself rather than look at a VA doing some of this stuff?
I want only you doing it for the next month.
Okay, fine.
However, you don't have a VA?
I do, yeah.
Okay. It would be something that I would be considering how you're going to have them take over this from month 2.
Okay.
Okay, so they can be doing the. I just want you to see and understand it because you then have to train them what you want them to do.
Understood.
Okay, so create your system.
Yeah, that's good enough. Solid.
Okay.
Very good.
What else?
I've got enough homework to do.
You certainly do, my friend. You certainly do.
Yeah, for
All
sure.
right. Well, listen, before we go, I'm going to find a time with you for this time next week. No, I don't need that long. I just need momentum. Nope, just bear with me. I'm finding the right one. No, okay, I'm going to do it as this one. Okay. What's today's date? 23rd. When do you think you can start this, Gordon?
I'm going to start today. I'm going to do so, at least get started today and look for a full solid one tomorrow. But I'm going to get started to just get a feel for it.
Perfect. Okay. Let's have a conversation this time next week. Would that be okay?
Yeah.
Actually, what time is it in your backyard now?
8:30.
8:30. Is there? Yeah. Okay. Bear with me. I'm going to grab this here. I'm going to do it manually. Because for some reason, this calendar obviously doesn't realise that I love being in the office.
I know. I can imagine. I can imagine.
Okay, let's do. If it's okay, can I do? No, let's do 5 o'clock next Tuesday, which is okay. Gordon. So it's 7-day check-in. 7-day check-in. And Gordon. Put it in here and there. Gordon. Now, when we catch up, I've got 7-day check-in progress. Check-in. So, okay, I've just sent that to you now for next week. What that means is I'm going to check in. I just want to have a look at the data. If you can make sure every day you update those numbers, we will have a look in the background what's going on. This time next week, I'm going to go through the numbers. There's going to be some things that you're going to see in the next 7 days. Let's talk that through. You don't know what they are yet, but you're going to see. You're going to have lots of questions, and then I'm going to set you up for the booster strategy that's going to play out from 7 days and on.
Okay.
I'll explain that to you then.
Lovely, lovely. Look forward to that.
All right, no worries. Well, listen, anything else, jump into Icon and look forward to chatting with you then.
Thanks,
Have a great
Andrew.
week.
You too. Bye.
Thanks. See you.